Hey, it's Jonathan Brown with the Project Casting Podcast, where we shine a spotlight on everything entertainment, TV, movie, and advertising and marketing. Today, I'm here with Julia Turner from the Backlight Student Film Festival. She is the Executive Director of Press and Accreditations. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's an honor and a pleasure. You know, when you guys first reached out to me last year, I was extremely humbled to have you guys contact us, and being a sponsor with the Student Film Festival was, an honor and pleasure, especially to see, the next generation of filmmakers showcase their work and show like who they are and what they can do. So again, thank you all so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. We were so excited to partner with you guys. It was a really awesome experience and so great to have you at the festival too. We really loved getting to that opportunity for you to network with students there or have them network with you. It was really awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm really excited to dive down and really learn about what you guys are doing this year. But before we go on all that, can you share some of your inspiration behind the Backlight Student Film Festival and how it has evolved since it started in 2022?
Yeah, absolutely. So Backlight began as a student-led initiative. Most of what's now currently our board, we started in 2022. We were students at the University of Georgia. We were in a program called Entertainment and Media Studies, and it really stemmed from wanting to create something that could bring together all the different kind of groups of students within the journalism school at UGA. So our goal was really to kind of foster these cross-departmental connections and then provide hands-on experience for students within those different departments, and then also kind of a showcase and a celebration of all the amazing student filmmaking that was being done at UGA. That was all around us, but we didn't really have like an outlet to showcase that. And so that was where it started. And so it was just within UGA at that point. And then what's currently our board of directors, we graduated in May of 2023.
Congrats.
And thank you. And so at that point, we filed as a nonprofit. And since then, we've really been able to further expand our reach outside of UGA to students all across the state of Georgia. So we opened our submissions up to any students at any college or university in the state. And we've seen a lot of success in our outreach so far. We had, this year we had over 19 different schools, students from 19 different schools submit. And so it's really exciting to get to expand that community of student filmmakers and journalists and, volunteers, all the students that we bring together, not just from UGA anymore, but from all students across the state. And that's been really gratifying to see and just really exciting.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't know about the cross collaboration with like the journalism department. But now that I think back on last year, when you guys had that red carpet and everyone's walking through, like the students asking questions, and I remember talking to the journalism students, I thought that's really unique and really exciting to give people an opportunity to interview and an opportunity to have like that entertainment style questions, for some, like the dream could be being on the E network. And then this could be like their first taste, or allow them to produce that demo reel to showcase, hey, I am an entertainment news producer and so forth. So I thought that was really interesting, that cross collaboration. Congrats on expanding 19 different schools. Like, how do you guys get the word out? Is it like all social media? Do you guys cold call? I'd love to know, like, what is the secret to marketing and building a film festival to get submissions and then showcasing the work?
Yeah, it's a lot of outreach. We have worked really hard to grow our social media. We have a marketing and video content team that works really hard to get interesting and fun to watch content out there on our social media. And then our team really just stretches our outreach to anyone that we can think of across all of these schools, any contacts we get, especially too now that we are all working full-time in the industry, because we actually do Backlight outside of our full-time jobs. And so now that we've kind of been able to grow our personal professional networks as well, that's helped with getting word out. And then really just a lot of research about the different programs at different schools, making connections anywhere that we can, and reaching out to anyone that could help get the word out to students at the different schools.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome to manage like a full-time job and a nonprofit. You know, my heart goes out to you guys because I am tired with a full-time job. So I can only imagine with a full-time job and a nonprofit. But walk us through, like, what are the key components of the film festival? I know there's a mixer, red carpet events, and the film screenings. Talk us a little bit about the agenda. What can people expect at the film festival?
Definitely. So Backlight is a 2-day event. And so we kind of split up the different events between the 2 days. Of course, we have the film screenings. We divide those up into our short form, which are 10 minutes and under, and our mid-length, which are 10 to 30 minutes. And so we usually will screen one and then have one group of films and then have an intermission and screen the rest of them. And we always invite the filmmakers to come up and introduce their films, which is really always nice to see. People taking pride in their work before they get to see it on the big screen is really awesome. But yeah, we have the screenings. We also have a networking mixer / luncheon where we kind of provide some refreshments, hors d'oeuvres, and then all of our sponsors, industry professionals, kind of any of those invited guests will have tables set up in a big open area, and we'll label, who's at what table. And then we really just invite all attendees at the festival to mingle and network and talk to whoever they can and learn whatever they can, and just have those conversations is really great. And we also give out, on that first day, we give out an alumni award, which has been really cool. And then probably maybe our biggest draw to just overall attendees, we do have a big red carpet. And we usually have about half of that time on a strict schedule for the filmmakers to walk the carpet and sponsors. And that's what you referenced before, where we have student journalists and professional journalists on the carpet. A lot of times we'll provide screeners so that they can kind of prepare questions, just as you would on a real red carpet. And they will photograph, interview, take videos, get content, all of the above on the carpet. And then we open it up to all attendees to take pictures and everything afterwards. And then we wrap the whole thing up. Actually, I did forget to mention, we also have a panel of Georgia industry professionals who speak to the industry here. And then we wrap it up with an awards ceremony at the end. We have a panel of judges who score each film and then determine the award winners, and we celebrate them at the awards ceremony. They come up and give speeches. We invite different industry professionals to come and present the awards. And yeah, that's how we wrap up the festival.
It's jam-packed. It keeps you guys busy for those 2 days. I can only imagine managing the entire process. But this leads on to my next question. You kind of touched on it. What are the criteria that you guys use to evaluate the submissions? Because I remember when I was watching the winners last year, it was very diverse, very different type of filmmaking styles, very different types of characters. And it made me wonder, like, what do the judges look for when it comes to making these types of decisions? I'm like, this guy should win, this actor should win, this film should win. What could an aspiring filmmaker learn about submitting to a film festival as well, based upon your current evaluation of submissions?
That's a great and a layered question, because, we are a student film festival, and there's definitely a lot of grace given to, technical elements, because a lot of what we're looking for is just the passion for filmmaking. And so we have, at the beginning of the submissions process, we have a group of students, and we actually have been able to expand that outside of UGA as well. So we call this our selection committee, and they are a big group of students. They meet weekly and watch the films. They score them, give their comments, and then they narrow down the selection and then pass that on to the board, reviews them, and then the panel of judges are who ultimately decides on the awards. And we do try to definitely have a diverse panel of judges so that we have a diverse, lots of different viewpoints on the different films, and they take it from there. So it's really, it's cool to see differing comments. Sometimes, everything's subjective. And so it's interesting to see how one person may feel about a certain film versus the other. And it's also interesting once we're in the theater to get to see audience reactions too. And we actually do an audience choice vote at the end of the screenings. And then the audience votes in real time on their phones. And then we give that award out during the awards ceremony. So it's a cool interactive element there.
That's pretty awesome. That's really awesome. Are there any standout moments or success stories that stick out to you over the years doing the Backlight Student Film Festival?
My gosh, so many. I mean, I would say that our first year after expanding was a really big one because there was that sort of thing of, well, will students from other schools be willing to drive all the way to Athens? We have it at the Tate Student Center at UGA. And so, just hoping that industry professionals based out of Atlanta and students based all around the state, whether or not they would be willing to come. But we were so thrilled with the turnout, and we did have different people from different schools come and present their films and walk the carpet, which was really awesome. And yeah, I mean, we've had people come back and say, I spoke with this person at the mixer and they told me about this opportunity and they connected me with this person. And that's really what our goal is. Of course, we want to highlight and showcase the student films, but we also want we want the students there to get something out of it, because ultimately this is the next generation of young professionals entering the entertainment industry. And so really just helping to give them opportunities to make those connections and find opportunities for themselves is really our biggest goal. And it's really great to hear that has happened at Backlight.
That's pretty amazing. For me, when I started project casting, it was 2010, housing crisis. I just graduated, couldn't find a single job. And I luckily landed on Tyler Perry's studio set, and I kept getting work. And I felt like it was at that time, it's so hard to find a job, but I was getting all these opportunities. I need to be able to help other people gain entrance into the entertainment industry, which is why I started project casting. And it's been our mission from the beginning, giving people access to opportunities. So it's amazing to hear that that's also your vision and your team's vision as well, that by creating a networking opportunity through film and media, you're helping people elevate their careers, not just from being a dream, but from being an actual tangible coming into work kind of opportunity. And, I've been in the industry as long as I have, I can tell you, I can't publicly tell you, but there's plenty of people that don't really want that, and it's pretty commendable that you guys are pushing that on. So kudos to all of you.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
What are some challenges? I'm pretty sure it's not easy organizing, getting people all together. I have a hard time wrangling my 3 girls alone, a bunch of, college student filmmakers. What are some of the challenges you guys encountered organizing the festival?
I would say, outside of, the fact that we all juggle Backlight and our jobs, we also are now bi-coastal. Our board of directors, our board of directors and a lot of the Backlight team, we're all spread across the U.S. We have people in L.A. and New York and Atlanta. And so time zones can be a struggle sometimes. The West Coasters have some early morning meetings, and on the East Coast, we're meeting super late sometimes. But, when everyone's passionate about what you're doing, you find the time, make the time, and, you just find a way to get it done. And we've managed to do that.
That's awesome. What advice would you offer to student filmmakers who are aspiring to participate in the festival next year?
I would say, my advice to any student filmmaker is just to make things. It doesn't have to be this perfect, polished, very few student films are. But if you just create and you create things that you're passionate about and that you feel strongly about, and that's going to come through. And we definitely see that when we're screening the films.
That's pretty
And
amazing.
so if you're interested in submitting to Backlight, I would say make something that you care about, that you feel strongly about, and, start early, because we get a big wave of submissions on our very last day, which is always funny to see. But yeah, I would want anyone to just create something they care about.
Awesome. As we wrap up, is there anything else you would like to share about Backlight Student Film Festival? Anything that you think people should look out for this year? What are some things that you would like to share before we wrap up?
Well, we do have an amazing selection of films this year that are going to be playing at the festival. So we would encourage anyone, if you're thinking about coming, if you're worried about coming by yourself, you'll meet people. It's a huge community of people that just all share a passion and a love for film. And this year we actually have a pre-festival kickoff event, which is going to be really fun. It's at Cine in Athens. We have the link to RSVP for that event is in our Instagram bio. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And, we've got the red carpet. We've lining up our journalists for that. And so it's a great opportunity for anyone that wants to come. We encourage and would love to have you.
That's so awesome. Well, Julia, it's definitely been a pleasure hearing about the Backlight Student Film Festival. Pleasure hearing how it has evolved and grown over the years. And, hearing the story of the board members now being across the country, trying to meet up for this event, just shows that you guys are impassioned, are dedicated, and committed to supporting the arts. So kudos to all of you. You guys deserve all of the credit with that. And I'm very excited to see some of these films and actors and creators as they get part in their next stage of their journey. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to sponsor all of you. And I'm looking forward to seeing the next generation of creators. So thank you again, Julia. And
thank you. Thank you so much for the support you've given, not only to Backlight, but, with Project Casting, to all creatives, aspiring creatives. It doesn't go unnoticed, and it's very much appreciated. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.